Good afternoon. It's a steamy 92-degree day here in Virginia, but the work on the porch project continues. Got all the common rafters installed and trimmed, and today got the valley rafters in, and we have the fascia board installed, and that's mitered with the intersecting fascia board on the main house. And the last thing that we need to do, also we got those outlook rafters up there to hold up the barge rafter, make sure that doesn't sag. So the last thing is we're going to put a little blocking in between the rafters, and started working on that today. Got a couple of those in there. Get those done this week, and hopefully next weekend we can start putting on the roof deck. So the roof deck for this is going to be a little different because it is a vaulted ceiling, and since it's a porch, of course, there's no insulation in the roof. So the underside of the roof decking will be visible. It will basically be the ceiling of the porch. So in order to make it look good, instead of just having plywood visible between the rafters, I'm going to put some kind of boards down on top of the rafters, and then the plywood will go over those. That will also give us a thicker roof, so the nails won't go all the way through, and those won't be visible as well, the shingle nails. So for the roof decking, for the bottom decking that's going to be the ceiling, I had a few different options, and one was this tongue and groove cedar. This is the same stuff that is used on the eaves all over this house, and that would have been fine, but it's quite expensive, and this porch is going to need about 300 square feet of whatever I choose. So this would have been kind of crazy expensive, probably about 900 bucks. The next option was just some regular 1x6 SDK cedar, which is cheaper but still fairly pricey. It would have been probably maybe $700 for all of that. So wasn't sure which way to go, thought about it for a long time, and then I found this stuff. These are cedar fence boards. They're 6 feet long. They're 6-inch boards, so they're 5.5 inches wide, and they are 1/2 inch thick. And they're pretty nice. Some of them are actually pretty clear, and I think when these are oiled, they will look really nice. The great thing about them is these are $4 each, not per foot, but $4 for a 6-foot board. And since they're 6 feet, they won't even have to be cut. Most of them won't even have to be cut. They'll fit nicely in between the rafters. Well, they'll span, each one will span several rafters. So should be pretty easy to install, and then the plywood will go over top of those. So I bought 100 of these. It was like $450, about half of what I would have spent on the tongue and groove. So pretty happy about that. I'll probably use this stuff for some other things now that I found it. This is the fascia board. This is just off the shelf 2x6 cedar, or SDK cedar. I ripped that to square it up and to cut it to the angle of the roof, and primed it. So that is the fascia board that is attached to the rafter tails, and this is what I'm using for blocking. The blocking isn't really going to be exposed much, so for that I'm just using regular 2x8, just regular SPF 2x8s like you would use for rafters, and I trimmed it, I ripped it as well to square it up and bevel it to angle of the roof, and then just prime that. So that is what is used for that blocking that you can see right there. So the last thing to do is get the rest of this blocking in, and then we can get some of the cedar oiled. The stuff on the eaves is going to be primed, and everything that's inside the porch is just going to be left natural and oiled. So I think that will look really nice. Can't wait to see it. We'll start that next weekend. See ya.